I want to talk to you today about something that's really serious that's been going on in the world. As of late, we've heard of the sexual harassment allegations going on with Ubisoft, how employees are being mistreated, racism. Now there's been a lawsuit issued to Activision Blizzard over sexual harassment and frat boy culture. There was also a huge walkout. So I'm going to have a link down below in the description box to first the lawsuit story, and then I'm going to have an article or a link to the article about the walkout if you want to read that on your own. So all I'm going to do is just kind of narrate what the article says and bring awareness, just, use my small platform to share and spread the word. So I thought, if everybody takes a couple of minutes to talk about this, it can potentially make a big difference regardless of how small or big your YouTube channel is. So I'm going to try to get through this fairly quickly here. While we here at MP First, the website, have usually refrained from posting news not related to gaming, the Activision Blizzard lawsuit regarding workplace sexual harassment and toxicity among women was a tad too much. That we want to make people aware that this is happening, and it's actually very serious with these allegations against the Call of Duty publisher. Activision Blizzard is facing some major allegations as the state of California has filed a lawsuit against the publisher over a number of explicit and highly detailed sexual harassment incidents against its employees. As reported by Bloomberg, the court documents, which can be read right here, go into grueling details of the mistreatment that many women faced while employed at the company during the 2-year investigation done by the DHA. It goes to detail that male employees would often make sexual jokes and openly talk about rape at the workplace in front of their female colleagues. DHA notes that the company's workforce comprises of 20% of female, and that they are subjected to this frat boy culture, with male employees consuming alcohol while on the job and crawling through cubicles while making sexual suggestions towards the women workers. What's more, women who were pregnant or otherwise expecting would be given lower roles, a lower pay, and even be passed on possible promotions. It says here, assigned women to lower paid and lower opportunity levels and roles, delayed their career advancement, denied them promotional opportunities afforded to their male counterparts, and refused to promote women because they might get pregnant even when women performed higher level work for extended periods of time. Women of color, sadly, faced an even harsher sexual harassment, as they would be singled out and micromanaged according to the court documents. Even worse, one unnamed female employee allegedly committed suicide due to these harassments of an employee and shared some very private photos of her with coworkers. A follow-up statement from Activision was received from The Verge claiming the DHE is falsifying the report. I call bullshit on that. This isn't made up. It says, we value diversity and strive to foster a workplace that offers inclusivity for everyone. There is no place in our company or industry or any industry for sexual misconduct or harassment of any kind. We take every allegation seriously and investigate all claims. In cases related to misconduct, action was taken to address the issue. The DFEH includes distorted and in many cases false descriptions of Blizzard's past. We've been extremely cooperative with the DFEH throughout the investigation, including providing them with extensive data and ample documentation, but they refused to inform us what issues they perceived. They were required by law to adequately investigate and to have good faith discussions with us to better understand and to resolve any claims or concerns before going to litigation, but they failed to do so. Instead, they rushed to file an inaccurate complaint, and we will demonstrate in court. We are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint the tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case, and with no regard for her grieving family. While we find this behavior to be disgraceful and unprofessional, it is unfortunately an example of how they have conducted themselves throughout the course of their investigation. It is this type of irresponsible behavior, from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. The picture the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today. Over the past several years and continuing since the initial investigation started, we've made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. We've amplified internal programs and channels for employees to report violations, including the Ask List, with a confidential integrity hotline, and introduced an employee relations team dedicated to investigating employee concerns. We have strengthened our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and combined our employee networks at a global level to provide additional support. Employees must also undergo regular anti-harassment training, and have done so for many years. We put tremendous effort in creating fair and rewarding compensation packages and policies that reflect our culture and business. And we strive to pay all employees fairly for equal or substantially similar work. We take a variety of proactive steps to ensure that this pay is driven by non-discriminatory factors. For example, we reward and compensate employees based on their performance, and we conduct extensive anti-discrimination trainings, including for those who are part of the compensation progress. We are confident in our ability to demonstrate our practices as an equal opportunity employer that fosters a supportive, diverse, and inclusive workplace for our people, and we're committed to continuing this effort in the years to come. It is a shame that the DFEH did not want to engage with us on what they thought they were seeing in their investigation. So what you're seeing right there is them, Blizzard, the slanted font there, whatever you call that there, all of this, that's them basically dismissing what's happening. And that's what led to the walkout. That's what's leading to people getting extremely pissed off. I mean, you even have people at Ubisoft that have petitioned or whatever and showed their support for the walkout that's been going on with Activision Blizzard. And even those employees have been sharing how Ubisoft, the employer, have been very terrible at addressing what's been going on over there as well in the workplace. It goes on to say here from MP First, we're going to level with all our readers here. This is definitely very sickening to read, and in no way do we support these acts at any time, be it in the workplace, at home, in public, or anywhere for that matter. And while these claims are all alleged, meaning they need to be verified before any due process can be passed, there is an obligation we must uphold in reporting these claims to the public. No one should ever have to be treated like this, nor should anyone ever have to be scared to go into work or out into public because of this. It's disgusting and very disrespectful. This definitely needs to change as an industry, as people. We are better than this, and it comes to state from the website here that they'll continue to monitor this as it develops further. Hopefully a resolution is reached and all that kind of stuff. And then we have right here the Activision Blizzard employee walkout over harassment and frat boy culture allegations. Hundreds gathered outside video game companies' headquarters in California, while others took part in a virtual protest. Employees of Activision Blizzard, the video game company that produces World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, staged a walkout Wednesday morning to call for better working conditions, as the company faces numerous allegations of this frat boy culture, as I mentioned, and severe harassment and discrimination against female workers. The California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, which is what that DFEH stands for, has actually filed the lawsuit against the company last week after a 2-year investigation found widespread sexual harassment, retaliation, discrimination, and that the video game maker fostered a very sexist culture in which female employees earn less than males doing the exact same work. Just 20% of Activision Blizzard's 9,500 employees are women, and leadership at the company, one of the largest video game makers in the world, is largely white and male. Hundreds of workers gathered outside the company's headquarters in Irvine, California, Wednesday morning, while others, unable to attend in person, took part in a virtual protest. And Sam Blake from Twitter says a few hundred employees here have gathered at the Activision Blizzard walkout, exceeding the 100 or so organizers expected Employees are being asked to surround the Blizzard campus. Organizers have also set up a rest area for refreshments, poster making, and dog watching. The protest also drew solidarity efforts from non-employees, including video game streamers and esports teams who announced they would not post on social media for the duration of the walkout to show their support. Organizers of the walkout are demanding the company improve conditions for employees at the company, especially women, and in particular women of color and transgender women, non-binary people, or other marginalized groups. Activision Blizzard employees are also calling for an end to mandatory arbitration in employee contracts, which prevents workers from actually taking conflicts with their employer to court. Policies to improve representation of women and marginalized groups, the publication of salary data, and an audit of the company by a diversity, equity, and inclusion task force. In response to the allegations, the company initially said that the lawsuit contained distorted and in many cases false description of Blizzard's past, Polygon reported. A letter sent to the staff from a company vice president last week described the lawsuit as truly meritless and irresponsible. Since then, more than 3,100 current and former employees signed an open letter expressing their support for the DFEH lawsuit. In support, according to NBC News, we no longer trust that our leaders will place employee safety above their own interests. Workers wrote, to claim this is a truly meritless and irresponsible lawsuit while seeing so many current and former employees speak out about their own experiences regarding harassment and abuse is simply unacceptable. And on Tuesday, the company's CEO, Bobby Kotick, apologized for the company's tone-deaf response to the lawsuit and promised swift action. Yeah, he's just saving face. He says, and I quote, I want to recognize and thank all of those who have come forward in the past and in recent days. I so appreciate your courage. Every voice matters, and we will do a better job of listening now and in the future, Kotick wrote to workers in a letter posted to the company's website. The company has asked a law firm to review its policies and procedures to promote a respectful and inclusive workplace, and Kotick said it would immediately bring on additional staff to investigate claims from employees, hold listening sessions, evaluate managers and company leaders, address hiring practices, and make changes to inappropriate, even in-game content. A spokesperson said the company supported the workers' right to walk out and is committed to change. It says, and I quote, we are fully committed to fostering this safe, inclusive, and rewarding environment for all of our employees around the world. We support their right to express their opinions and concerns in a safe and respectful manner, without fear of retaliation, the spokesperson said. We know there are a variety of topics that need to be considered. The leadership team at Activision Blizzard is also committed to long-lasting change, listening, and continuing the important work to create this safe and inclusive workplace that we can all be proud of. On Wednesday, nearly 500 current and former employees of Ubisoft, the publisher of Assassin's Creed game, signed a letter in support of the Activision Blizzard walkout and even condemned how their own employer dealt with the sexual misconduct. Again, all these blue things here, they're links to those articles. I quote, it should no longer be a surprise to anyone, employees, executives, journalists, or fans, that these heinous acts are going on. It's time to stop being shocked. We must demand real steps be taken to prevent them. And that is it for this speech. It's absolutely disgusting. I had no idea that this was going on. I mean, I did a while ago when all those things started to surface up about, Ubisoft there. And, I mean, what's there to say? Like, I can't say I'm surprised because that's just this world that we seem to live in, you know? In the past, when I used to work or when I was in school, you know, even if this was like 20, 30 years ago, I've seen a lot of this kind of, discrimination and sexual misconduct and all that. And now to hear that it's within a company like that, it doesn't surprise me. It does surprise me that it's to the extent that it's at, and that nothing has been done, and that yeah, it's just this widespread. It blows me away. That part does. This isn't just like, once or twice. Not that that would make it okay. I'm just saying. It's absolutely insane. It seems like it's, I don't know what the fancy word is, but like the whole place is plagued with this. And of course, once is too many. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to downplay it. But hopefully something is done about this. I mean, this is probably going on with a lot of other industries, not just video games, right? There's a lot of this going on just in the world. Discrimination against all types of people that are marginalized as they use. And it's disgusting. It's as simple as that. I mean, I could run in circles just repeating the same thing. It's not gonna, make the video more interesting here. So all I wanted to do in closing was simply be that extra tiny itty-bitty little voice in the world of YouTube and utilize my itty-bitty little platform to share this message to let potential people that watch my channel that may not be aware that this is going on, or that weren't aware to the full extent that this was going on. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel with the algorithm. You didn't like the video? Well, that's on you. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and perhaps I shall see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.